Today's event is really about building awareness and education around what's happening in the town of Falmouth from a housing perspective. It's to build a grassroots effort around a pro-housing advocacy group so that just like the environmentalists have done for the last 20 years, we're trying to build the same around housing and promoting housing policy, housing funding, and that they want to be engaged in what's happening in the town at a planning and zoning board level, be engaged and know that their voice counts to make sure that the town is moving the direction that you as a resident want and to support those who live and work here year-round.
What we hear at the Chamber constantly from our members is they can't hire enough people in order to meet their maximum revenue, and that's because people can't afford to live here. Housing Assistance Corporation that are doing these community-focused huddle groups, and they're really the lead on it. So they've brought together people who are advocating for affordable housing, and in Falmouth it's us, working with them as well. Our housing coordinator, Kim Fish, Karen Bissonette from Falmouth Housing, and other individuals from HUI, EDIC, et cetera, coming together to talk about the problem. And this is going to be an opportunity for us to just kind of further educate people on the crisis in housing. Because I don't think enough people understand that it really is a crisis situation, that there is not enough housing for people who want to work here and live here. We're losing families. The Cape in whole is losing 1,000 families per year that are leaving the Cape because they can't afford to live here.
And the housing that is here is predominantly single-family homes, and the prices seem to keep going up, which is building this massive affordability gap between the working community, people who are in our workforce, people who are teachers, our public safety, our healthcare workers. There's a gap between what their income is and what they can afford. We need to be able to bridge that gap, and bridging it is both incentives that we can think about for developers, the town can do, as well as how we can do some different types of housing. So not just single family homes, so duplexes, apartment buildings, condos, shared living, things of that nature for both ends of the population, for the young families that are trying to get there and for our seniors who are ready to transition out of a single family home into something more manageable, more of their lifestyle now.
So it's not just solving, to solve housing, we have to also work on and solve some of our wastewater issues. It's much deeper than just putting up a bunch of buildings. We have a planning board that has worked very, very hard on a plan. It's everybody coming together and supporting the type of development that we need, particularly rental units, and that people are not doing the whole "not in my backyard," the NIMBY thing. That is what I'm hoping is that people will understand, we have to make some changes.
If you get engaged, you can help push housing in the direction you want that stays with the town feel, the town character, versus resisting and then you don't know what the end result's going to be. So being part of the solution versus watching it happen is the biggest thing we're trying to get out of here.
Our community comes together and that there's room at the table for everybody, from the person serving you your coffee at Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru to the surgeon who's giving you your hip or your knee replacement. Everybody who works in town should have the opportunity to live in town.